Dr. Mannion is known for like bell pepper shaped butts. You know, a bell pepper, all right? I didn't need all of that shaping and whatnot. I had dents that I needed to fill in. And in my before and after picture, I'll put my before and after picture here, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I just needed the fat sucked in and dents filled in. One time and done. But it ended up being more, and I'm so happy I ended up having my second round with Dr. Diaz, a complete different experience. The best surgery experience that I have ever had, any type of surgery. Dr. Manuel Diaz, from the communication, the service, the pricing, Dr. Diaz, I can't stop raving enough about him. Now, I'm not paid to do any advertising, coordinating, any of that. These are my true 100% honest facts and opinions.
Touch feeling like 1 million. People just say what you like a cinema.
What's up, YouTube? It is your girl, Nikki the Glam Teacher. Today we are going to talk about plastic surgery. This is how I started my YouTube channel, talking about my journey with weight loss and plastic surgery. This video is full of information, so please make sure you watch the full video. If you have any further questions, drop them in the comments. I will answer every single last question. If you know anyone that is interested in plastic surgery, going through the process, make sure you share this video with them. Like, comment, subscribe. This is an educational video, but I am not a medical professional. So make sure to always consult with your medical professional before you start taking any supplements, start preparing for surgery. Just always keep in coordination with your medical professional. And I just want to give a big shout out to what I would call the surgery OGs. These are people that have been in the surgery game for way longer than me, have done multiple rounds, multiple research, coordinated with different people and different doctors. My personal mentor, her name was Marsha. Unfortunately, she did pass away from plastic surgery. And I want to tell y'all, plastic surgery is a risk. Okay, it is a risk, and the biggest risk is death. Just being real and upfront, it can happen no matter how prepared you are, how much money you have. It doesn't matter. It happens sometimes. So honestly, prepare and be ready and know that it can happen with any surgery, not just a BBL. And the other surgery OGs, I gotta give a big shout out to Ada Lee. I say Ada and maybe Ada Lee. You got to go find her Instagram. She is like the post-op care person. You will find a wealth of information from her throughout the years. A lot of stuff has been deleted from Facebook groups and Instagram. I mean, it just happens. Information gets deleted. But most importantly, before you go get a BBL, research things from in the past. It doesn't matter how old something is. You might come across some good information that is still valuable today. Also, Kimber in a Facebook group. She has a Facebook group that's really popular and not just gossip. It's full of important information. There was a girl, Mimi, on Instagram who did a lot of reviews on recovery houses. And yep, if you need information on that. So I'm going to give y'all the important stuff. But if you want to dig deeper, you need to research in these groups, Real Self, YouTube, all of that, okay? Let's get into it. So a little bit about me and my plastic surgery journey. I had my first round with Dr. Mannion, and I only got a tummy tuck, and he lipoed everything in the front. He did not flip me over. He said my BMI was too high, which at the time, his BMI requirement was 38 or 40. I believe 40, because Mannion does them big girls. He was the weight loss doctor of choice. I didn't have weight loss surgery. I did phentermine, I did supplements, I did natural, a mixture of all of that. And mainly, I changed my lifestyle. That is most important. If you're not going to change your lifestyle and drop the weight, then you're going to find yourself going back for multiple rounds. Now, some people actually do need multiple rounds, especially bigger dolls we might need more rounds, but it's not only because we are bigger, it is because it is safer. You don't want to do too much, put too much trauma on your body and cause complications. Don't get into the complications. Stay with me, stay with me. Usually, your first round is to set the foundation. I will put a picture here. I will show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Your first round is to set your foundation. Get rid of all that extra fat, extra skin, and just tighten it. Your second round is to sculpt it, contour it, get projection, fill in. That's your second round. And then your third round is to perfect it. Just do the last touches, tighten up an area that, could be a little tighter, fill in a little dents. That's what that's for. And it is safer to do that versus doing a lot in one round. Now, I thought I was gonna be a one round and done, and I could have technically, but my doctor chose to only do the tummy tuck. And at that time, I realized he didn't do it because it was safer. He did it because he had about 8 other girls that same day to do surgery. And that's not good. And I don't think I added and told y'all this, but I'm talking about in Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. That's where I had my surgery. All right, both rounds, Dominican Republic. But all this information can apply for Colombia, Mexico, Miami, all of that. My doctor could have did a lot more with me. He just had a lot of dolls that day. So he was trying to rush me through so he could get on to the next one. And I'm kind of glad he didn't do my BBL, which a BBL is any fat transfer to your hips or your butt. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit, it doesn't matter if it's a lot. You can call it Vixen, natural, big Instagram, professional BBL, whatever you want to call it. If it's a fat transfer to your hips or your butt area, you had a BBL. You can get it to look natural. If you want it bigger, which I low-key want bigger, you can go back and get more. Whatever makes you happy, do it, okay? And along with that, prepare your mental for that. Make sure you got a strong support system. It doesn't matter if it's 10 people or just yourself. Make sure you have a strong support system and you are mentally prepared for all the things and changes that are going to happen. Dr. Mannion is known for like bell pepper shaped butts. A bell pepper, all right? I didn't need all of that shaping and whatnot. I had dents that I needed to fill in. And in my before and after picture, I'll put my before and after picture here, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I just needed the fat sucked in and dents filled in. One time and done. But it ended up being more, and I'm so happy I ended up having my second round with Dr. Diaz, a complete different experience. The best surgery experience that I have ever had, any type of surgery. Dr. Manuel Diaz, from the communication, the service, the pricing, Dr. Diaz, I can't stop raving enough about him. Now, I'm not paid to do any advertising, coordinating, any of that. These are my true, 100% honest facts and opinions. Dr. Diaz did his thing. You got to be careful. Some people are out there and they get paid to say specific things. You can't go getting advice and a mentor from anybody because a coin is a coin to some people. I have a lot of information on my YouTube channel. Check out my past videos. I have a playlist with all of my plastic surgery tips and videos in it. If you have further questions that I didn't already answer, you can email me. You can send me a DM on Instagram. All of that information will be linked in the description box. So with Dr. Diaz, I did a lipo and BBL. He lipoed my sides, my arms, the back, and he filled in my hip dips, and butt dimples. Amazing experience. I'll link that video here so you can go check that video out about my experience with Dr. Diaz. So let's get into the juicy stuff. Most importantly, before you go get a BBL, make sure you know how to care for yourself. Do not leave your life solely in the hands of other people. You should know the most common complications and the signs and the symptoms of those complications. I will put here a list of the most common surgery complications from a BBL. Know how to work and operate your dream. After surgery, you're going to get a dream. Know how to be able to tell if it's working, if it needs to be empty, and know how to do it for yourself. For yourself. Learn it. There's a lot of YouTube videos that will teach you. When you get to recovery house or wherever you're going and you got your nurse with you, watch how they do with other dolls so you can follow. Ask questions. Have somebody take the time to teach you, because there might be a moment you have to do this on your own. Know what medicines you are taking and why. Before you go to DR for surgery, make sure that you have your supplies for post-op care already ready. You have doctor appointments, lymphatic drainage massages lined up, and make sure the person that is doing your massage knows exactly what you need. You need lymphatic drainage massage. And I forgot to mention when I said OGs, ATL Nana, y'all gotta go find her on Instagram. She is like the queen of post-op care. If you are in Atlanta, hit her up. You will not be disappointed. She's going to take care of you and educate you at the same time, baby. And she will take in your faja too. Learn how to self-massage. Most importantly, know the cost of everything and why. If you need a blood transfusion, know the cost per bag, okay? Before you order medicine from the pharmacy, know the cost of each item and the size. They might say, oh, we can give you arnica for $3. I put up 2, for $3. It's only gonna be a little tube when you can get a big bottle for $5. Know what you're getting and the price of each thing. It's okay to ask questions. This is your body, your journey, your recovery. Make sure it's the best that you can make, okay? And even if it doesn't go as planned, I know some things don't always go as planned. At least mentally, you're prepared for that. And you're going to know to try and be optimistic and just, you know what? That was just a little bump in the process. We're going to keep it moving. Just a little bump. Also know that the cost of driving. What's the cost of point from A to B, from B to C, and from C back to A? What is the cost? Because they will try and throw all these different fees, and next thing you know, you done spend all this money. You know, what am I going to do for post-op care? Make sure you got that money saved up because it can get expensive. Do not think Dominican Republic is the easy way out or the cheap way out. It can get expensive. Now, I'm going to tell you all some tips and tricks that I learned along the way and over the years. First thing, when it comes to expenses, guess what? Some health insurance plans cover lymphatic drainage massage. How? How? Chiropractor. Look for a chiropractor in your area that does lymphatic drainage massages. Yes, a lot of doctors nowadays are specialized in other areas. Call these places, ask questions, talk to other people, word of mouth, and you can put that chiropractor appointment on your insurance and pay nothing. Free massages. Also, you can use Care Credit. You can use Care Credit to buy your supplies. You can't actually use it to pay for your surgery in Dominican Republic. Some doctors are now accepting credit cards. I believe the process, you have to be there a couple days ahead so they can go through, charge it, and the funds can be deposited, something of that sort. But you can use Care Credit to buy most of your supplies that you will need. Instead of getting lipofoam, you can get pads. Regular, thick, always pads. You can put it in your faja, stuff you real good, just like lipofoam. And guess what? Care Credit, you can buy pads. It's a part of feminine hygiene products. And it's going to do basically the same thing as lipofoam and will be a little cheaper than lipofoam, as well as using it on Care Credit. And if you make a list and shop properly, you can get all your supplies and get it at a deferred rate. So instead of you owing Care Credit $300 on the next month and that interest building up, you now get it deferred 6 months and you can pay on that $300 for the next 6 months without being charged interest. Another important tip that I learned along the way, and that's really, really important, your hemo. I'm sure you have heard about your hemo. When you got a quote from the doctor, it said hemo 12 or above. Some doctors 13 or above. So I'm gonna put a picture here of all the ingredients that you need. I would do like 6 ounces of orange juice, a few drops of the chlorophyll, 1 satchel of the liquid iron. Be careful, don't get liquid iron that has alcohol in it. You cannot have alcohol in your system for surgery. And then mix 2 tablespoons of the molasses, stir it up, drink that every morning. In 1 week, my hemo went from about a 12 to 14. The day of surgery, I was at a 14. After surgery, I was at a 13, okay? Be careful not to do too much iron because that can start to decrease your hemo. And after surgery, still take your supplements. I used Heal Fast. Still take your supplements because your body is going to need that nutrition, all right? Big tip. Get your faja in the biggest size of your body. You don't want extra compression, unnecessary compression on that new booty, all right? So, I get my faja in a 3X because according to the measurements of my hips and butt, my bottoms need to be a 3X, but my waist is a medium. So get your faja bigger and then get it sewn in, taken in by seamstress to a medium or whatever measurement you need. It is good to get your fajas in the DR. It's inexpensive over there and they know exactly what they're doing. Back home, it's been trial and error and I spent a lot of money on unnecessary fajas, unnecessary measurements. I have past videos where to go if you're in Atlanta, Georgia area. 2 places that I recommend and that I will only go to do my faja: Jimmy Carter, La Moda, and Nana in Fairborn. Those are 2 places because these other people don't know what they're doing with that faja. They don't know. If you have a headache or feel nauseated, eat peppermint hard candy or sniff peppermint oil. Like put peppermint oil on some cotton balls and put that in a baggie, seal it up. When you feel nauseated or a slight headache coming on, sniff it. If you have alcohol wipes or again, put alcohol on a cotton swab, cotton ball, sniff it instantly. It's gonna wake you up and bring you back. My first round, the driver did not have that AC on. He would run the AC for 2 seconds, turn it off for like 3 minutes. I would be sweating before he would turn it back on. And he acted like he did not speak or understand anything I was saying to him. I said, I say caliente. That means I'm hot. Don't you know? He got like he didn't hear me. And I know I said that right in Spanish. When I got in the recovery house, he did not even help me out the car. He didn't carry a bag. And I had a tummy tuck, hunched over, trying to get out. That's another thing. Stay hunched over. Don't be trying to, ooh, I can stand up straight and I just had surgery 2 days ago. You're going to stretch your scar out and it's going to be ugly. Just protect your scar, y'all. But he didn't help me out, the driver. I got in the recovery house and just, I was on the floor almost. I was on the floor. If you have any issues with swelling, I will post here a list of things that you can take that help with swelling. On the flight back home, to avoid swelling, drink a beer before your flight. Doing this helps reduce swelling, and beer also makes you want to pee. You got to get up and walk to the bathroom. It is important to stand up on the flight, walk down the aisle. Come on back. You need to pee. All right, so drinking beer promotes that, helps reduce swelling. There you go. Wear your compression socks. Wear your first stage faja that doesn't have too much compression. You'll be okay. You're going to make it through the flight. I'm telling you, I did it It worked. I felt good. I didn't have no swelling. I was hard-headed. I did not lose enough weight, or I didn't get to my ideal weight. My ideal weight is actually about 215. Right now exactly, I'm about 260 pounds. And I'm 5'8", so it kind of helps being tall, but still, my BMI is high. I do have on like a shaper garment. This is not my faja. Well, I'm like a year or two post-op now. Yeah. Anyways, but this is a shapewear garment, so it is snatching and sucking me in. You may still experience swelling years after surgery. Certain trigger foods and alcohol will cause swell hell. So if you are not dieting, exercising, and just in general having a healthy new lifestyle, your results may be a little There are some people who just be like, bam, and they don't change their eating, Those may be smaller dolls, but it is best to get to your ideal weight. And do note, you may not see BBL results right away. Some call it the fluff fairy. I don't know if mine hit. I think it hit and then it kind of went down a little bit. They call it feeding the fat. So I was feeding the fat. I've talked about this in prior videos. I might just link the video here. But really quickly, I wanted to gain 20 pounds, healthy fat, eating avocados, nuts, lean, high protein meats like salmon. I was doing too much. And next thing you know, my arms blew up, my neck blew up, my face blew up, everything blew up. That butt blew up too. But everything else was just so big, it didn't even look healthy. So I got up to like 275. I have lost about 20 pounds and been maintaining that 20 pounds. But my weight at surgery, both rounds, I was about 240. And I wish I had got down to about 215. And I was only about 25 more pounds. But I wanted what I wanted and I did what I did. Do I regret it? No. Am I happy? Yes, I am. I'm very happy. It's a blessing to talk about my journey because some people honestly have not made it. And it is an honor and a pleasure of mine to help guide other dolls, give my little 2 cents of information. No gatekeeping over here, as they say nowadays. Yeah. But I just wanted to come on here and do this surgery video. It is surgery season, tax season, as they call it. And lately, a lot of people have been coming to my videos, watching. I'm noticing an increase in those surgery videos, a lot of questions in my DMs. So I just wanted to reiterate on those important things before you go get your BBL, okay? So, yeah, you may not see those results right away. Give it some time and it'll come. Have a healthy lifestyle. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye, Glam Crew.